Welcome to Show Machshav on the Daf, the Shiur Per Chelik, sponsored Lui Nishmas Arbi Akashom Labas Yitzchok. We're holding at Sanhedrin Daf Tzadik Vov. The Gemara with Beis brings that Mibrei Bano Shel Haman Limdu Torah B'Bnei Brak. The descendants of Haman and Rasha taught Torah in Bnei Brak. Now there's a question here that many of the Mefarshim discuss, is that we find in the Mechilta, in Parshas Beshach, towards the end of Parshas Beshach, when it speaks about the Inyan of Amalek, the Mechilta says, Ablezer Omer, Nishba HaMokoim Bekisei HaKoved Shaloi, Shim Yovo Yechad Mikol Umma Sohil Nizgaya Shizkablu. Shmuel promised that a shvur, anybody from any nation can come and do a gerus. V'Amalek Uleveisoi Lo Yikablu. But if comes any Amaleki, they will not accept his gerus. And the Medrash goes on to say, that's what happened with David HaMelech. David HaMelech came to him somebody and says, he's Amaleki, so not only didn't accept him, but he killed him. So the Mechilta is teaching us that there's no gerus, there's no gerim that come from Amalek. If so, how could it be that they Bano Shel Haman? We know Haman and Rasha was an Amaleki. If he was Amaleki, how could it be that his descendants were Melamdei Torah, meaning they were Jewish? One of the Mefarshim that speaks about this in length is the Yad David. And the Yad David brings a few answers. Answer number one is that maybe our Gemara argues on the Mechilta. And because this is a Braisa, the Braisa can argue the Mechilta, and the Rambam, he says, they're not bringing the Mechilta. That means Upaska is like our Gemara. Another answer that he brings, and it's an answer is brought down in a few other Sfarim, that even though we don't accept Gerim from Amalek, that's the Chatchila. But if somehow a Amalek did become a Ger, let's say they didn't know he was Amaleki, or he was able to do it and a base they didn't know the halacha, so then once he's already a Ger, he's a Ger. This answer is also brought down in the Emek Bracha. The problem with this answer is where the Mechilta itself says that David HaMelech killed the son of a Ger from Amalek. So the Emek Bracha says, talking theory that David HaMelech did not believe this person, he was a son of a Ger. The third answer of the Yad David is, it's not Bnei Banov, even though the Gemara says Bnei Banov, it doesn't mean literally the descendants through his boys. It could be Mibnei Bnoisov, that one of the daughters of Haman had a relationship with a guy from another ummah, and by guy you go based on the male, based on the zachar, so he doesn't have a diva Amaleki, and the child was able to do a gerus. And this is also the answer of Yosef Engel in his Gilyon Yashas and Gittin Dafn Zayin with base, says the same answer. Mahalach number 4 of the Yad David is that the Amaleki had a relationship with a Jewish woman. So then the boy that was born is a Yid. You go based on the mother. So even though he's coming from Amaleki, he doesn't have a din of Amalek. And even if you hold the one who comes Labas Yisrael, he doesn't have a din of a Jew, but he still will accept him to be a Ger. He won't have a din like Amaleki, they won't accept him. And this is the answer that Tzaddik HaKoyin brings in a few of his farm. The final answer of the Yad David is that once Sercheyev came in Bilbil HaHumois, we don't know who's Amaleki, so we accept all Goyim. The Gemara tells us we should know that it happened to be in this mixture, there was somebody who was a grandchild of Haman, and from him came someone who Milamed Torah B'Rabim, but it wasn't done knowing that he's coming from Amalek. The Avnei Nezer in Orach Chaim Siman Tav Kovchet, he says that when do we say that you don't accept an Amaleki? It's only as long as he's fighting Am Yisrael, meaning that he has his mindset is against Am Yisrael. You're not going to accept it because he probably will still continue to try to fight Am Yisrael even after he becomes a Ger. But if you know for a fact that he is going to accept, he's accepting Am Yisrael, and he will join Am Yisrael B'Achno, he says that's B'Sh'as Kibush, when Am Yisrael conquers them and they have to give taxes and all that. So then you could accept them. It's not a din that you're not accepting Amalek. You're not accepting the one who's acting like Amaleki. And finally, the last answer we'll discuss here is the Shem Shmuel, who says the Shushan Pur in Tafish Ainei, that we're not talking about an Amaleki Mamish that is coming to do a gerus. That we don't accept. That's only when the body is of Amalek. The Amaleki is also the neshama of Amalek, meaning the nefesh that comes from Amalek. when their nefesh is megulgul in a different body, then he could accept this Amalek to Am Yisrael. And he goes on to explain the reason why it's really a punishment for Amalek. They took the Kedusha, turned into Tumah, so that's why when the Ger comes, once they take the Tumah, turn into Kedusha, we don't allow to Amaleki. But that's only if he comes with his body. If it's a Gilgul of his nefesh that went from one Amaleki to another Umo, so then we don't have a problem to Mekabel that Nitzis Neshama into Am Yisrael. When it says Bnei Banav Shel Haman L'Nu Torah B'Rabim, it doesn't mean literally his descendants. It means the Nitzaitzos of that Nefashos that came from Haman, they were teaching Torah in Am Yisrael. These are some of the terutzim that are answered in this question. Anyone who wants to join the Shomach Shova email list to what's go, please email shomachshova@gmail.com.